As a young person today, it's hard to understand environmental issues and navigate how to feel about them. That's why Earth Rangers, ER Teens, and Kids Help Phone's National Youth Council came together to create this special mini-series for the Big Melt.
My name is Fazail, and I'm going to be one of the hosts today. Our topic is the impact of climate change around the world, but specifically how we can contribute to solutions.
My name is Audrey, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about vertical farming.
My name is Blake, and I'm going to be talking about Relief paper.
And my name is Sunny, and I'm going to be talking about COF 99.
So a little bit about vertical farming is that what it is. So it's basically like traditional farming, except it is like on vertically stacked layers. So this means it can produce more food on the same amount of land or even less land, which is really important as we are losing a lot of arable soil. In fact, a third of arable land has been lost in the past 30 years on Earth due to erosion and pollution. So this is a good solution for that. As the population is also increasing by 1% each year, feeding is becoming more and more of a challenge, especially with how there are so many people still going hungry today. So how it works, there's a lot of different options for it, but it's mainly structured like a tower. And it's also utilized hydroponic systems. This means that instead of like growing in soil, some of them they grow in nutrient-filled water, which can produce the needed microclimate, and it also allows farmers to grow produce year-round.
That's awesome. Are there any cons to this? It sounds pretty amazing, but just wondering.
So some of the limitations of it is it can't just like grow any plants. Like currently it can't grow tubers such as potatoes, onions, and garlic. And it can also be pretty expensive. It depends on like the overall size, but it's approximately $1,000 per square meter. So it is very expensive.
Well, thank you for sharing, Audrey. That sounds like a great idea overall.
Well, I'm going to move on to my topic now, which is relief paper. So essentially what it is when fallen leaves from trees get turned into usable paper products, which is pretty awesome. So the company started back in Ukraine in 2021. And essentially what they do is they collect fallen leaves from urban areas, so like a city. They clean, wash, and dry the leaves. And then they give it to paper mills. And those paper mills can turn it into usable paper products. Some of these products could be paper that you would write on, cardboard boxes, retail bags that you would find at a store, and everything in between. And there's a lot of amazing pros to all of this. It reduces CO2 because you're not cutting down trees to use this. It's all natural processes. You're not harming the environment because you're not taking down any trees, as I said before. It's also recyclable, and it reuses a lot of natural resources that may have gone to waste before. In fact, every ton of relief paper created, 17 trees are saved, which is amazing. And it also helps contribute to a positive circular economy, which is kind of like recycling in the business world.
That sounds pretty awesome, and you gave us a lot of the pros and a lot of great reasons why we should engage in this. Are there any downsides to this solution?
Yep, there's mainly only one in particular, which is the transport of the paper. The company never said much about how it was being transported, so it could be transported through vehicles that do not support renewable materials, like maybe gasoline trucks or things like that, or ships. So that's really the only main downfall of it. It's not worldwide at the moment, but soon I'm sure it'll be all over the world, and more sustainable things will be in its future.
Yeah, I've heard that the pulp and paper industry is like one of the largest industrial sectors in the world, and it's like takes up 13 to 15% of total wood consumption. So I feel like this is a really great project as it really saves a lot of trees.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we're heading in a good direction if we keep up with this stuff.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Blake. I'm going to move on to my topic now then, which is called COF-99, and it's a yellow powder that has this like intricate hexagonal structure made of carbon and nitrogen, and it's made of porous material, which is also known as a covalent organic framework. And inside this compound, it has something called amines, which have a basic pH, and when air flows through the material, most components pass freely through, but the amines will capture acidic molecules of carbon dioxide. And a big pro to this solution is that it's less energy intensive compared to other methods of carbon capture, and it has a lot of carbon capture ability as well. Like 7 grams of the powder has the same carbon capture ability as 1 tree. So it's a really cool feature, especially since greenhouse gases are one of the main causes of climate change.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. It's supporting a really important thing, so I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a really cool idea. Some of the cons, though, of this product is that it hasn't been tested yet in a real-life situation. So I guess some people have been calling it sort of kind of miracle or a savior for climate change. But I guess scientists have to test it in the field first before it can really be verified or not.
Well, I think that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Now, I think I'll talk a little bit about my solution that I want to propose here. So my solution is a little bit more something that we can kind of implement into our daily lives because, all of us are consumers, all of us go out and buy things. And therefore we can all kind of play a role in this solution. So the reality of the problem is that not all companies operate in ways that benefit the planet. For example, Amazon, which is the world's largest e-commerce platform, contributes very significantly to environmental harm. In 2022 alone, they reported an alarming 71.27 million metric tons of CO2 emissions, which is a lot. Like, to put that into perspective, that's the equivalent to like the annual greenhouse gas emissions of one small country on the global map. So as concerning as these facts are, we as consumers hold a powerful tool to drive change, and that is the ability to vote with our dollars, because every purchase we make sends a message to companies about what we value. When we choose to spend our money on businesses that prioritize sustainability, we're not just buying a product, but we're supporting a movement towards a healthier environment or like a more sustainable planet. So that's why it's so important to support companies that are actively making an effort to reduce their environmental impact. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples of companies like this. One would be Honeywell. In 2021, they announced the commercialization of a groundbreaking recycling process. They developed a technology that expands the types of plastics that can be recycled and produces feedstock for creating recycled plastics with a lower carbon footprint. So this could dramatically reduce our reliance on fossil fuels for plastics and enable hundreds of cycles of recycling. So by supporting companies and environmental movements like the one that Honeywell is involved in, we're encouraging innovation that tackles plastic waste at its root. Another example of a company like this would be Patagonia, which is a company that creates outdoor clothing and gear using recycled materials like polyester and organic cotton. And they've also pioneered the repair and reuse movement through their Worn Wear program, which encourages customers to repair their gear instead of replacing it. So by choosing companies like Patagonia, we're supporting a company that's using its platform to fight for the planet and to make sure that our environment stays healthy. So the next time you guys shop, I'd encourage you to take a moment to think about the impact of your choices, whether it's buying from a company that's committed to reducing waste or going for products made with recycled materials. Your decisions can help create a better future.
That's a really inspiring idea, and I really like the concept you proposed, voting with your dollars, and I think it's really great because it gives autonomy back and power back to the consumer. So thanks for that solution, Fazail.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys have any questions about this idea?
I don't really have a question, but I think it's a really great idea, as so many people believe that since they're just one individual person, they can't really do anything large scale. But since, like, as you said, we can help make an impact by choosing which companies to support and not to support by buying their products. I think it's something that like everybody can do. not just like something like a large scale project like the other solutions were.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's such a great idea. And I think that everyone had amazing ideas today. So thank you all so much for presenting and bringing your ideas to all of us and the listeners as well. And I think I learned a lot. I'm sure that you guys learned a lot and all of the listeners did too. So thank you guys so much. And thank you so much for listening. And get ready for the next episode coming up right after this.
Wherever you go, whatever they get into, from chill time to everyday adventures, protect your dog from parasites with Credelio Quattro. For full safety information, side effects, and warnings, visit CredelioQuattroLabel.com. Consult your vet or call 1-888-545-5973. Ask your vet for Credelio Quattro and visit QuattroDog.com.